Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel for your morning breakfast dose of Chelsea FC news here on GBFC. Today I've got 5 stories that kind of mould into 6 stories really, and then later on today I say like maybe once this video hits 3,000 likes, I think you guys can do it. I'm starting to ask for likes again because it actually helps so much here on YouTube to push the videos out to more people. Once we hit that, we're going to dissect the Romelu Lukaku interview. You guys know that one of my favourite things to do in football is analyse the psychology, the body language, the use of certain words, sentences, what they mean, why they're said, and whether it feels like an organic interview. And with Lukaku, it's a beautiful interview, and I wanted to dedicate an entire video for it. So wait around till later, make sure you're subscribed to GBFC, and we begin with the first story of the day, and it is regarding Michy Batshuayi. He's landed in Istanbul. Turkey is receiving the batsman, and Michy Batshuayi is going on loan to Besiktas, which I'm actually quite surprised about. Now, at the moment, it is a little bit uncertain as to whether or not there is an option to buy at the end of this loan deal for Besiktas. I've read somewhere that the option to buy is somewhere between 5 and 11 million euros, which I actually think is kind of cheap. But then when I look at it, we spent 20 odd million on Michy Batshuayi all those years ago. Yes, he's got a great record for Belgium and he still manages to make it into the Belgian national team. But at club level, he's never really had a season which is a breakthrough season that really gives the clubs the confidence to want to go out and spend 20 odd million euros on him. So we'll have to see how that loan move goes. Maybe at the end of it, he realises that Turkey is the place for him to be, and then Besiktas come knocking on the door and spend the money to buy Michy Batshuayi at the end of the season. We move into story number 2. And yesterday, in the second video on GBFC, I spoke about Napoli's interest in Emerson. There is another club also in the hunt for Emerson, and it is Lyon. Lyon, decent French side. Obviously now, in France, there's pretty much only one team that's going to win the league, so everybody else is competing for second place, third place. Not getting bloody relegated would be nice too. Lyon in for Emerson. Let's hope if they actually want him, they're willing to spend what Chelsea want for the player. Emerson's come out and been quoted as a 27-year-old man saying he's in the mature years of his career. These are the best years of his career. And I think without really saying, I want to leave Chelsea, it's pretty clear that Emerson knows his opportunities at Chelsea will be few and far between, and it's time for him to move on. I wish him all the best. We move into story number 3. And story number 3 is a bit of analysis of a quote that was reportedly said by Thomas Tuchel himself when he arrived for Chelsea's pre-season. Now, Thomas Tuchel supposedly told everybody at the club, there was 45 players, or I think 45 or somewhere in the 40s, players that arrived for pre-season first team training, where Thomas Tuchel obviously had to narrow that number down significantly to about half of that number, which is kind of a hard thing to do, but obviously there were some that definitely weren't going to make it, some that were on the fence, but one that I'm really interested in, and Thomas Tuchel supposedly said that everybody here has a chance to shine. This is a clean slate, blank canvas, and it is time for everyone to show me what they've got. Now, I find this very interesting because it's also been reported by Fabrizio Romano that Chelsea are still very much hunting down Jules Koundé from Sevilla. It's just a matter of whether or not they can find Kurt Zouma a club, and then they'll bring in Jules Koundé as a replacement. Now, the reason that this kind of makes me question it a little bit and scratch me head is because Trevor Chalobah, if you talk about having a chance to shine, I think Trevor Chalobah has done more than shine. He's almost become like an asteroid into everything that is coming his way, be it the Chelsea first team. Every match that he's played so far, he's kind of just bulldozed his way through and been like, you know what, this is my shirt. I'm a Chelsea player, I'm here, and I ain't going anywhere. So I do find it a little bit interesting if the rumours are true that there might still be a loan move away from Chelsea this summer for Trevor Chalobah. And I don't know about you guys, but in the course of the last 7 days, I've built up like a love for Chalobah as if like he's a Premier League title winner at Chelsea, or the fact he's a Champions League winners medal. You know, like I feel like in the last week, Trevor Chalobah's become one of my favourites in the Chelsea squad. And I really, really hope that the comments that Thomas Tuchel made at the beginning of pre-season, they actually go full circle here, and the start that Trevor Chalobah has made and the relationships that he already seems to be building within the squad is enough for Thomas Tuchel to back him this season, give him a place in the squad, don't send him out on loan. Whether Jules Koundé comes in or not, I think Trevor Chalobah, to keep talking about this guy, because I absolutely bloody love him, I think he is that kind of player who can actually do so much, be it in the centre-back position, can play in defensive midfield, great at carrying the ball forwards. I think he's versatile, and I think at the moment for Chelsea, there are two things, that's four really, but two things that are up in the air. Whether we sign another centre-back and whether we sign a defensive midfielder. And if both of them aren't going to be possible together and we can only get one, then surely Trevor Chalobah can fit the mould of the one that we do not get. Unfortunately, I think if Chelsea do sign a DM and a centre-back, Chalobah might go out on loan, which I'd be absolutely gutted about. But at the same time, Chelsea is spending money on targets that Thomas Tuchel wants. Who am I, as a YouTuber, to begrudge Chelsea Football Club making those decisions? Let me know what you think is going to happen in the comments down below. Story number 4 of the day is that Chelsea are being linked to FC Metz midfielder from Senegal, Pape Sarr. And he has like Pape and then it's Matar Sarr in the middle. I didn't know too much about this guy, to be honest. Did a bit of research. He scored 4 goals in 27 games for FC Metz in the French league. He's only 18 years old. He's 6 foot tall. And people have compared him to Sadio Mane. And then when I look at like the way he plays and where he plays, he can play anywhere in the centre of the midfield. And I think that just because he's from Senegal, people have been like, oh yeah, it's the next Sadio Mane. I'm like, mate, relax on that one a little bit. He's only 18. And the value that Metz have set for Sarr is reportedly 40 million euros, which I think, considering out of nowhere, seemingly, there has been a lot of interest from Premier League clubs, I think Metz are looking at the situation thinking, right, he's been linked with Aston Villa, Arsenal, I mean, well, if you really want to go there, be my guest, mate, Chelsea as well. So, reportedly, the FC Metz president flew into Stansted Airport yesterday, and he's met with all the Premier League clubs, and they'll see exactly what is on offer. At the moment, there is too many good midfielders at Chelsea Football Club to suggest that Sarr is the option at 18 years old to come in and fill that void. He likes to play in attacking positions, he can play defensively as well, or just bang in the centre of the park. So in terms of versatility and flexibility, which I think we're going to need a lot of this season if Tuchel wants to play with 2 strikers or maybe 1, we're going to see a lot of changes maybe at Chelsea, in my opinion. And Sarr could fit that kind of mould, but I think at 18 years old, it might just be a little bit too soon. Ironically, we talk about 18 years old being a bit too soon. I need to talk about Jude Bellingham. We spoke about him a few months ago. Dortmund said he is untouchable. However, the rumours have started to circulate again. And reportedly, it's reported by the Eurostar through the Daily Mail, Chelsea want to bring Jude Bellingham to the club this summer. We've heard it before. Borussia Dortmund looks set to keep Erling Haaland. Chelsea are still in the market for a defensive midfielder. So I wanted to bring this up again because I've just got a funny feeling. With West Ham being so assertive on the fact that Declan Rice isn't going anywhere this summer, Tchouaméni, we've kind of been linked with him for so long now. There's not really been any talks about any movements or any official bids from Chelsea into Monaco for Tchouaméni. Maybe in the last couple of weeks of the window, if Chelsea can sell the likes of Kurt Zouma, maybe Thomas Tuchel turns around to the board and says, you know what? Yes, we've agreed personal terms with Jules Koundé. However, I'm happy with Trevor Chalobah. He can be the centre-back that Koundé was going to be for Chelsea this season. So we got a bit of cash in the bank and we need a defensive midfielder. And there isn't that many better when we talk about immediate quality as well as just unblindingly high potential than Jude Bellingham. I do believe that one day in the next 2 years, Jude Bellingham will be a Premier League player. I think Borussia Dortmund are going to really struggle to not just keep hold of Erling Haaland, but to also keep hold of Bellingham as well. At the moment, it's not been reported by enough reputable people or outlets for me to sit here and say, it's time to get excited, Chelsea fans. However, I wanted to put it to the floor again. Would you guys prefer Chelsea to sign Declan Rice or Jude Bellingham? It's a question for the comments below. I'm probably going to stick it as a poll somewhere on my Chelsea community page as well. Would be very interesting to see how this one goes down. As I said, it's not really being reported enough at the moment for me to think that there's enough time during this transfer window to get a deal done. But I think Chelsea will certainly be watching the space that is Jude Bellingham's future over the course of the next couple of years. So, at the moment, Chelsea want 2 signings. It is dependent on seeing players go the other way. Kurt Zouma's being reported to leave. Bakayoko looks set to leave. Batshuayi is about to confirm a move to Besiktas, but there's not really going to be any financial immediate gain for Chelsea at the moment. But we know with Chelsea, in terms of finances and getting player sales money in, it's all a 5-10 year plan. And we seem to do very, very well in the realms of FP. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this Chelsea FC News video today. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, subscribe to GBFC if you are new around here, and stay tuned in the next couple of hours because I'll be releasing my thoughts on the Romelu Lukaku interview. Catch you guys there. Champions of Europe, come on you Blues.